What is up, guys? Welcome back. So, today we got some massive news, and it is regarding the Borderlands movie. So, the Twitter account behind the Borderlands movie literally posted this. And it's pretty amazing that we finally have a date. So, the film is now coming out August 9th, 2024. Yes, that is quite a bit of time. It is basically a whole year. So, actually it's a little bit over a whole year. But we have a date. That's what I'm excited about. We kind of got like some scare news recently with one of the writers wanting to back out and literally take his name off of the project, stuff like that. We've also known it's been in production hell because of the fact that it's already been filmed. The filming wrapped up like a year ago, and it still did not release. But we finally have the date. So August 9th, 2024. I'm glad that we have a date. It's a day that I can look forward to and be excited about. It is quite a bit of time away. So I do understand those of you that are frustrated with this, but at least we did get a date, and at least we know they didn't just say F it and cancel it, or something like that. I mean, I don't think Lionsgate would cancel it, but still. This is still a good thing. So I had to go ahead and, of course, make a video on this because it's Borderlands the movie news, and two, it's important because we barely had any information on this movie except for like the silhouettes of the characters, who's in it, and basically that's it. Like we didn't know when it was going to release or anything. So this is finally good news. Now, I was supposed to make a video this week on my Pile of Shame Part 2, and that actually isn't going to get done this week, I don't think, because I actually did a huge rework in the Bunkers and Badasses room. I now have a complete setup to the point where I do not have to move from this chair to work on miniatures and paint miniatures and stuff. I have a shelf system, which is freaking amazing. And what it's made out of is crazier because it's working perfect, and I think it's the perfect thing to use for miniatures at the magnitude that I have them. So I definitely want to do a video on that. That will be separate from the part 2 of the Pile of Shame. I have been building miniatures throughout this week. So I've been, so you guys saw a big, huge army in the last video, which was my Sisters of Battle for Warhammer, which I am turning into Atlas soldiers, basically. They're going to be the high tier, female-only Atlas members. And then I have some Space Marines here and there, which I'm turning into regular men Atlas soldiers that you see in Borderlands. I showed you guys vampires and stuff like that, which is going to have its own thing in my Bunkers and Badasses campaign. But I also have another army for Warhammer, which is Grey Knights. And I've been actually building all of those because since there's downtime with my gaming group for Bunkers and Badasses, and I wanted to build and paint the Grey Knights so that I can actually play some Warhammer with my buddies from Chuck's Comics. So I'm going to be using those miniatures to obviously play Warhammer 2, but they are going to be key parts into the story of my Bunkers and Badasses campaign. So there's more of goals for getting these miniatures done and painted. Not really technically for Warhammer, but just to play it with my buddies. Just because I think they just want me to play it. Honestly, they know I can paint really good. They really want to just see what my miniatures are going to look like when I get there. I think that's kind of what it is. But I was also asked to run a Bunkers and Badasses campaign at Chuck's Comics as well. So, yeah, I might do that depending on kind of I guess the extra people that I meet doing this I guess this tournament. They're doing like a tournament for Warhammer. I've never played Warhammer. Of course I painted a bunch of them. I built a bunch of them. But I did it for Bunkers, so I've never played Warhammer. I own way too much Warhammer to not play Warhammer. But still, it's gonna be, it's part of the hobby. I'm gonna try it out, see how it goes, and if I don't like Warhammer as a game, I'm still gonna buy the miniatures and paint them and throw them into my bunkers because I just like the quality of the miniatures and the looks of the miniatures. And I've actually kit bashed a lot of shit. Like I'm in my work clothes, so it's dirty. But check this out. There is the Grey Knights have these things called Nemesis, or I think they're Nemesis Dread Knights. Now, you're supposed to have one of the melee weapons. So, you can either carry in your right arm, or their right arm, a sword or a warhammer. But I kit bashed mine so that he has both. So, his left hand actually has the hammer, and his right hand has the sword, the power sword. So, this is one of the bigger units, of course. I could pull down Castle and Crow and show you guys kind of like a size comparison between the miniatures. Like that's Castle and Crow right there. And that's kind of like the size comparison. I have two of these, so I'm trying to think of how I can kit bash the other one too. Not to hold two melee weapons, but to just make his pose a little bit different. This one kind of poses more difficult because you have these pieces up here. But this is kind of what I've been doing throughout the week, just to kind of get some progress done, because I feel like the painting progress isn't the hard part for me. I think the hard part for me is actually building and putting together all these fucking miniatures. It really it grinds my gears. It grinds my gears. But I've learned to enjoy the process because you can kit bash things and make it your own. And I don't know how many people I'm going to run into that have one Nemesis Dread Knight that has the hammer and the sword at once. I'm sure a lot of people aren't scared to kit bash and take minis and cut them up and make it fit and stuff like that, and turn a right hand into a left hand so that you can use them both. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that do that, but I am also sure that there's a lot of people that just buy the kits and do the minuscule things just to get them on the board and not really mess with them because they don't want to screw them up, because of course these miniatures are a lot of money. So I'm sure there's a lot there in that process. But yeah, I do want to make a video on the new painting setup because it's pretty, it's beautiful. I think it's an amazing setup now that I have that I can just work with, and I'm glad that I have this going. Also, I'm going to be getting more of these shelves that I got, and I want to stack them up and just make a big section that I can just store minis, because it would just be nicer to just be able to take my minis and just boop, 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 boop on the different rows. And you guys will see that in that video. I don't want to go too much into that. This video was basically just for talking about them finally releasing the goddamn date for the Borderlands movie. So August 9th. Be excited. If you guys are excited already, it's about a year away. So you got some time. Shit, I probably shouldn't cosplay at a movie theater as something for Borderlands, because everything in Borderlands has a gun, so maybe I shouldn't do that. But, man, I am really excited for this damn movie. Like, I'm so excited, and you guys know how much I love the Borderlands series. Like, I love it so much that I buy miniatures for other shit just to play the Borderlands board game. Like, I love this shit. have such a passion for Borderlands and Wonderlands and Bunkers and Badasses, and I love sharing that with you guys. And I know a lot of you guys do love that series, or those of you that actually followed me since my Kingdom Hearts era. Like, you guys are amazing too. Like, I have passions for the things that I love. So, I'm just very excited, and I'm glad that we finally got a damn date. So, thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave this video a huge like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.